Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sierra, and I want to thank you guys all for listening to my presentation today. Today, I will be talking about obstetric fistulas and the organizations responsible for providing restorative surgeries for women affected by obstetric fistulas. I spoke about obstetric fistulas in my last presentation, but just in case you guys didn't watch that, I'm going to give you guys a short overview as to what that is. An obstetric fistula occurs when there is prolonged obstructed labor. So when a woman is giving birth, when the baby becomes obstructed or stuck in the birthing canal, it causes so much pressure in that area that there's a lack of blood flow to that area, which causes tissue death or necrosis. When there is tissue death in that area, it causes holes to develop in these areas. Now, when a woman is pregnant, the baby expands the uterus so much that all the other organs are so close together with the uterus. I drew a picture for you guys to better understand what a fistula would look like. So this is the female anatomy. This is the rectum, this is the uterus, and this is the bladder. This is the vagina. When a woman is pregnant, the baby grows in this area, but when the baby is coming out or being born, the baby has to go through this area known as the birthing canal. When there is obstruction and the baby is stuck here, it causes these fistulas to form, which I drew over here. So any material or content that is in this area will seep through this and come out of the vagina. Any material that's in here would seep through here and come out of the vagina, causing fecal or urinary incontinence. Now, usually when you're going to use the bathroom, you have sphincters that will hold material inside, such as urine, such as feces. When the material is coming out of the vagina, you don't have that sphincter to hold things in, nor do you have the sensation of when something's coming out of your vagina. So feces and urine is constantly just seeping down and leaking, omitting a very, very foul odor. And also, the woman is never dry. She's always wet. So when this happens, women are divorced by their husbands. Their husbands don't want anything to do with the woman that was unable to birth their child and is now injured and needs constant cleaning and just maintenance. They don't want to deal with that. They divorce their women. Their women are now sent to their families back in other communities, and their families don't want to deal with them either. Their families can't have any visitors. Their families don't want these women touching their food because these women are so smelly and they're constantly dirty. So these women are not only banned by their husbands and their families, they're banned by their community altogether. So they're isolated, they're neglected, they're rejected, leaving them to fall into depression and worthlessness. These women feel like it's the end of the world for them. Not only were they unable to birth a child, they are now divorced, they are now rejected by their family, and they are now banned by their communities. There is physical and psychological harm that comes with obstetric fistulas. The physical harm is that these women are injured. They're constantly seeping feces and urine, which causes open wounds on their thighs and their vagina. There's also nerve damage due to the obstruction. When there's obstruction, these women develop these fistulas. It's usually an obstruction that occurred for over 2 days. So there's nerve damage. It's very difficult for these women to perform daily tasks for themselves. The psychological harm, gosh, they're depressed, they feel worthless, they're, trying to survive in a community that doesn't want them. Emotionally, financially, socially, they're just super messed up. Now, even though this condition is very serious, it's very easily repairable by invasive surgery. There are organizations that are raising funds to provide surgeries for these women in these undeveloped countries. These organizations became more popular when Camping to End Fistula by the UNFPA, or the United Nations Population Fund, set the initiation. There has been a significant increase in awareness, and these organizations are trying to give back the lives for these women, and they're trying to give back their dignity. The Fistula Foundation is the one that I chose to talk about because they're the most raved on the internet, and they've provided treatments for these women in over 31 countries. They have also provided more restorative surgeries for these women than any other organization out on the internet. According to Burden of Obstetric Fistula from Measure to Action, women with obstetric fistulas are the most dispossessed. They are the most outcast and powerless women out there. And worldwide, there are about 2 to 3 million women with obstetric fistulas that can't even financially support themselves, yet let alone pay for a restorative surgery that they need. So the Fistula Foundation not only provides expenses for surgeries, they provide post-operative care, they provide restoration programs, they provide surgical and medical equipment, they provide preventative programs, and with the help of people, we can change the lives of these women. The Fistula Foundation organization has received ratings from the Better Business Bureau, they've received ratings from Charity Navigator, they've received ratings from great nonprofits, and more. There are so many others. They're also mentioned in the website thelifeyoucansave.org. That website is a website specifically designed to talk about top organizations, top charity organizations, and it also allows you to see exactly how your money is being put into use. So let's say you want to donate $200 to the website, it'll tell you like your $200 are being used in this area, or your $200 are being used in that area, which I think is pretty neat. They also have on their website a calendar to upcoming charity events in New York and other states. I wasn't aware of the lives of these women. I wasn't even aware of the condition until my anatomy and physiology teacher mentioned it in class one day, and I went home and I Googled, and I was honestly heartbroken. You know, I felt so useless. I couldn't provide any help for these women financially, but maybe one day in the near future I can go and provide my ear or my presence to these women that are so socially neglected. I can be a listening ear for them, you know. Anyway, you guys can visit the website Fistula Foundation, or you guys can visit the website thelifeyoucansave.org to further educate yourselves. I also didn't mention this other website that I found called worldwidefistulafunds.org. The neat thing about this website is that you can pick and choose exactly what country you want to donate to. These women's lives are extremely affected by these fistulas. They're already living in poverty, and this condition just worsens their way of living. So I just wanted to make you guys aware. Hopefully you guys can donate and contribute. If you guys can't contribute financially, just bring awareness to everyone around you. Thank you all.